Hello again. I have one prep game left for you, but since the lists for Lincoln are published, I thought I might make a short video presenting my army and give you some thoughts and expectations. My list has stayed the same as last report, but I will go through it just to talk some and get a chance to show off my models, since you probably won't see them in a while after this tournament. My intention is to focus on my greenskins until the new Warriors book is released, but after the tournament. But we'll see if I can keep my hands away from the pointiers. Well, first off we have the General. He's kitted for combat, but it's usually the leadership, the Yama upgrade and the Ring of Fire that does something. But once in a while he actually almost can win a whole game by himself with a headsman's axe, so it's not entirely useless. There might be a bunch of things in the Dreadolf book that is more worth the points, but I just don't dare to play this army without leadership 10. On that path we also have the BSB on the altar to get the 8-inch reroll. This model used to be extremely important to make things work, since I often make good use of the buffs, and it's really nice in combat too. I like it even more with the Skull Splitter, since that item often is very useful. My last character is my assassin. I felt bad going to a tournament without painting up a single new model, so I decided to paint up this assassin model that has been lying around for too long. In my games since I started to use the assassin, it has been rather underwhelming really, but to the plus side, it don't die very often, and so far I also haven't come across many units that it is actually designed to take on. It would be nice to see what it can do against some UC ogres, for example. For the core section, the stars are my raiders, who when used well often is a reason to my wins, even though I usually lose them in the bargain. Next up we have the legionnaires, who have worked surprisingly well and have given me another rather dependable block when combined with the altar. The black sheep of my army must be the Corsairs. They are not really capable of anything but claiming objectives, but I don't know of anything better to put my points on, since I need a third scoring unit. The handbows are just to be able to use them against the occasional stray divert unit or something. So over to special, where we have the actual core of this army, the dancers. I really love the speed and flexibility of this unit, especially when combined with Banner of Speed, and so far they have been very useful in a lot of games, so I really like them. Next up we have the Acolytes, which are very useful in my opinion, at least with the Gemma upgrade. Even though they are quite expensive, there is no matchup where they don't contribute, and many times they have been the deciding factor, even if that only has been by presence or support, but always a useful tool. I really like the ward save actually when it comes to miscast and Witchfire. It's perhaps the main reason why I chose them over regular or Oracle. Well, to fill out the Raider section, we lastly have the Ravencloaks. Undeniably good at shooting and very effective attention huggers. Unfortunately, it has shown that I'm rather bad at playing these ones, since it happened more than once that I've deployed them aggressive enough for my opponent to get rid of them rather quickly. I'm getting better, but it's happened too often to be of any bigger comfort. When it comes to the models, I'm probably getting rid of these after Lincoln. I'm so tired of fixing up the paint on them, so I will probably buy some plastic models instead. I'm saying this with the risk of upsetting the content boss, Mr. Lord Tremendous, but since I already favor pointy ears, I might as well bash some metal models too, so... Well, if I get kicked off the content team, you know why. After a look at the opposition in terms of lists, it actually feels really good. There are 28 players attending, and actually only Empire of Sonsdal and Beast Herds that are not represented. Unlike last tournament I went to, where there were about 50% elves, there are only 25% this time, me being the only Dread Elf player, which feels a bit unusual. There's a bit more ogres than last time, which compete with the Highborn elves for the most numerous in terms of armies, but overall a really nice spread, I must say. On the other hand, the Highborn elves and ogres are the types of armies that suit me the worst. When it comes to the elves, it's the combination of shooting and 27-inch Scourging Salvo that scares me the most, and it's at least 2 out of 4 armies that have this combination, where you would think that both these abilities are nasty on their own. When it comes to the ogres, they almost exclusively play all-out attack with double Rockaroks and some Tusker units and some heroes on Tuskers. All of them hard to deal with, especially the Rockaroks, since my few high-strength attacks rely on multi-wounds. Still, I think it could have been worse if any of them had used Pyromancy. I need to have my magic working to deal with these armies, which you should never depend on magic, but that's how it is. But I've dealt with matchups worse than this, and it will be hard, but I think it's okay. Worth to mention too, on the tougher matchups are the undead armies, which are hard to deal with when you depend so much on shooting and the glass cannon effect as elves tend to do. Overall, I'm really happy with how the matchups look, even though there are definitely no pushovers. About 2/3 of the lineups feels in my favor at least. Perhaps I'm just overconfident, but it feels good at the moment anyway. Well, as usual, it will be harder to make the time to take pictures, and some may wish that I don't expose or play openly in these pre-ETC times, but at the very least you can expect a summary, but hopefully a lot more. So off we go. See you another time.